Imagine a new law is being debated, and a small group shows up with research, ads, phone calls, and meetings with lawmakers. They can't vote in Congress, but they can still shape the outcome. That's the power of interest groups. In this video, you learn what interest groups are, what they do, the common types of interest groups, and one big challenge they face called the free rider problem. Here's the key idea. An interest group is an organization that tries to influence public policy on behalf of its members or a cause. Unlike political parties, interest groups don't usually run their own candidates. Instead, they try to shape what government does. People form interest groups for different reasons. Sometimes it's based on what they do, like teachers. Sometimes it's a shared trait, like age or ethnicity. Other times it's ideology, like economic views, or a specific issue, like protecting the environment. No matter why a group forms, the big question is, what do they actually do to influence policy? Most interest groups use some combination of 5 key strategies. First, they represent their members' interests. Second, they participate in policy debates. Third, they educate members and the public. Fourth, they try to influence lawmakers and executive officials. And fifth, they monitor government actions to see what's happening and what's changing. Let's break those down quickly. Representing members means collecting what people care about and turning it into clear issue positions. It's like translating many individual opinions into a single organized message that can be heard. To participate in policy debates, groups might meet with policymakers, support or challenge laws in court, or run public campaigns like ads and events to sway public opinion. Interest groups also educate. They inform their own members about what's at stake, and they try to teach the public why an issue matters, often using simple messages, examples, and stories. When groups try to influence policy, it can be direct or indirect. Direct means talking to officials, sharing research, or testifying at hearings. Indirect means encouraging members to contact officials, vote with an issue in mind, or show up at public meetings. Finally, interest groups monitor the government. They watch bills being proposed, executive actions being taken, and how policies are actually implemented. Monitoring matters because details can change fast, and implementation can shape real outcomes. Now that you know what interest groups do, let's look at the main types of interest groups. Grouping them by type makes it easier to remember what they represent and the strategies they tend to use. First, economic groups focus on money, jobs, and workplace concerns. This includes business groups, labor unions, professional associations, and consumer groups. Their goals often involve wages, regulations, taxes, or industry rules. Next, public interest groups promote causes that are meant to benefit society more broadly, not just one occupation or industry. For example, they might advocate for clean water, transparent government, or safer communities. In contrast, ideological groups push for policies that match a broad set of beliefs, like views about the role of government in the economy or individual freedoms. Because their goals are belief-based, they often take positions across many issues. With that in mind, here's where we are so far. You've learned what interest groups are and how they influence policy, and the first 3 types: economic groups, public interest groups, and ideological groups. Ready to lock it in? Tap the link for study guides and flashcards on this topic, so you can keep learning without missing a beat. Now, let's finish the remaining types. One important category: is government groups, made up of public officials themselves, like organizations of governors or mayors. They work together to influence policies that affect their communities, funding, and responsibilities. Another major type is religious interest groups, which form around shared beliefs and values. They may advocate for policies they see as morally important, and they may also focus on community needs and social issues. Similarly, civil rights groups work to protect and expand rights for communities that have faced discrimination, with the goal of promoting equal treatment under the law. Finally, single issue groups focus on one narrow topic or a small cluster of closely related issues. Because they concentrate their energy, they can be especially persistent and visible in public debates. Before we move on, here's a common mix-up. Interest groups are not the same as political parties. Parties mainly focus on winning elections and governing. Interest groups focus on influencing specific policies, no matter which party is in power. Now let's talk about a major challenge many groups face: the free rider problem. A free rider is someone who benefits from a group's work without joining, paying dues, or contributing. This matters because free riding can weaken a group. If lots of people think, "Why pay if I still benefit?" the group may struggle to raise money, hire staff, or keep campaigns going. To reduce free riding, groups often offer member-only benefits, build a strong sense of identity and community, and make participation easy with quick actions like signing petitions or contacting officials. For example, imagine a student group pushing the city for safer crosswalks near campus. Even students who never join still benefit if the crosswalk gets built. That's free riding in action. So, how do interest groups try to turn goals into policy? Here's a basic playbook. First, identify the issue. Next, craft a clear message. Then choose tactics like meetings, public campaigns, or legal action. After that, apply pressure and persuasion. If they're effective, policy may change, or a change may be stopped. At the same time, it's important to remember that interest groups don't automatically get what they want. They compete with other groups, face public opinion, and run into limits like time, money, and political priorities. Influence is possible, but it's not guaranteed. To recap, interest groups amplify voices by organizing around jobs, traits, ideologies, or issues. They use tools like meetings, lawsuits, and public campaigns. And because benefits can be shared, they must deal with free riders who don't join but still benefit. Now that you've watched the video, let's see how much you remember. Head to the link in the description where you'll find Quizlet content made just for you.